TalkFCB and welcome back here to the channel, guys, in the final video now before Barcelona face Granada and before we see Quique Setien in the dugout for the very first time as the Barcelona coach. Right now, the excitement is certainly growing. We all can't wait for this game, and in today's video, to go with the match preview, what I've got planned here is a special video looking at the potential lineup, building up to that big first team selection. It's all coming up here. We're going to try and look inside the brilliant mind of Quique Setien. Let's do this! And through, of course, the many build-up videos we have done in preparation for this game, we've already spoken about the fact that Quique Setien will not be revealing any squad lists until the day of the games. And that, for me, is very, very important. Like I mentioned a few days ago there, what that does is just keep everybody guessing. Not just journalists, not just fans like ourselves, but also the players there. They're all kept on their toes until the match day, where they then find out the official squad list. And certainly in the Spanish media, as you can see here, they are certainly being kept guessing. The chalkboard of Setien was the big headline there in today's paper from Mundo Deportivo, and you can see there they're detailing the many different systems that Quique Setien has used at Las Palmas, at Real Betis. They still don't know exactly what he's going to set up like at Barcelona, and Sport there go for Setien bets on Riqui Puig. That was a big talking point in today's press conference, and it does seem as though tomorrow, at some stage, we could see Riqui Puig in the first team. And of course, it's not just the journalists who've been kept guessing either. You've also got to think about, like we spoke about before, the opposition, what they're thinking right now. They've got no idea what they're going to see tomorrow from Quique Setien's Barcelona, but also in terms of the fitness concerns that Barcelona may or may not have. You don't know exactly whether injured players are going to recover in time. You're talking there about Marc-Andre ter Stegen, you're talking about Arthur Melo. Are those two players going to be back and fully ready to compete in tomorrow's game? They're yet to receive the medical green light, but that could go through tomorrow, and that's the exciting thing here. We are keeping everybody on their toes. We are still waiting to find out exactly who's going to play, but of course, we can have a little prediction. We can look here and try and figure out what we're going to see tomorrow, but the way in which we see it, that's all down to Quique, and it's going to be so exciting to watch it take shape. And so, before we start to uncover that potential lineup from Quique Setien, let's look and analyse here exactly what our options are going into tomorrow's game. You can see there in terms of the goalkeepers, Marc-Andre ter Stegen, I would expect him to be ready for tomorrow's game, and if not, Neto there would step into the #1 goalkeeper's role. Then you've got the centre-backs, you've got Gerard Piqué, you've got Clement Longley. These here are not in any particular order. You've got Samuel Umtiti, and also Ronald Araujo, who is there going to become the Barcelona 4 centre-back in place of the departed Jean-Claire Todibo. At right-back, you've got Roberto, you've got Semedo, you've got Moussa Wagué, an abundance there of options. I wouldn't be surprised to see tomorrow Moussa Wagué left out of the squad list with Semedo and Roberto ahead of him. That's the way that it feels right now in the Spanish media. At left-back, you've got Jordi Alba, you've got Junior Firpo, somebody, of course, who Quique Setien worked with at Real Betis. In midfield, Sergio Busquets, Riqui Puig is an option, Arturo Vidal, Ivan Rakitic, and Arthur Melo. There's no Frenkie de Jong, of course, tomorrow. He is suspended, and Carlos Alenia is on loan. So you can see there, in the midfield areas, it does look quite light. It does look quite stretched there, and you could fully understand if Riqui Puig had the opportunity to shine. But then there's the forward areas. If you think the midfield there is stretched, the forward areas are completely and utterly depleted. There's no Ousmane Dembele. There's no Luis Suarez, of course. That's long-term, that one. Out there, you've got Griezmann. He's pretty much the only #9 option. You've got Lionel Messi on the right side, and on the left side as well, you're talking there about players at the start of the season, Barcelona beat players, Ansu Fati, Carlos Perez. It's a very, very thin squad there up top, and it's going to be interesting to see here who Quique Setien goes with, how he can get the best here out of what he's got. Because look at that team there. We do have our problems. And that's, of course, looking there at the personnel. That's one thing that we certainly have to try and second-guess Quique Setien on. But there's also a question of the exact setup, the exact system that he is going to use at Barcelona. There's no 100% guarantee here that he is going to go with this 4-3-3 formation. Of course, this is the traditional Barcelona approach. You've got your 4 defenders, you've got your full-backs who will push on, you've got your holding midfield player here, you've got 2 interiors, you've got wide players, and you've got your centre-forward. That would be the traditional Barcelona 4-3-3 formation, and that may be difficult there when you've been so stretched in those forward areas by injuries and also in midfield when you do have some problems. Potentially then, we could see something maybe a little bit different. I'm not saying this is going to happen. I still believe that Quique Setien would be drawn towards 4-3-3, but he's not afraid to switch it up. We will see certain changes, certain variations throughout Setien's time at Barcelona, and I wouldn't be incredibly surprised if he did change things up. Certainly you'd be looking at 3 at the back. We do have 3 top-class centre-backs. I don't think Quique Setien would be afraid to put all of those in the team at the same time. You could then push your wing-backs on even higher and almost make them there like wide midfielders, like wingers at times, certainly getting really, really high in the field. And then perhaps there, with the fact that we are very light in the forward areas, you could play something much, much more narrow. You could play there Antoine, Griezmann, perhaps Lionel, Messi, and then maybe another midfielder in behind there as a more narrow forward line. And it's going to be interesting to see how Quique Setien plays it. I think it'll tell us a lot about the bravery of the man if he certainly goes out there and thinks, you know what, I'm still going to stick to my guns. I'm still going to play the system that I want to play, and the players will have to adapt to whatever he wants. And so, if we are there going to stick with that 4-3-3, there are several things, of course, that you can guarantee that we are going to see. Some things are absolutely obvious. Number one, you would have to say, no matter what happens, Quique Setien is going to be selecting Lionel Messi as part of that front 3. Now, we don't know whether he's going to play wide on this right-hand side. We don't know whether he's going to be given strict instructions there to stay maybe a little bit wider under Quique Setien, maybe there as an inside forward, or he's still going to be allowed to come in and play very, very central immediately behind that number 9. You would also imagine that no matter what, Antoine Griezmann is going to have to be in this team, whether it here is out on the left-hand side as we saw him under Ernesto Valverde, or whether or not actually he's now going to become that number 9, playing there in a central area. That's the position that many of us Barcelona fans have craved to see him in. He'll be playing there down the middle, I feel, with Messi there just to the right-hand side of him. I also believe that certainly Ter Stegen will be recovered in time, and if he's fit, you know that he is going to play a key player for us, because of course when things do get stretched, if we do allow shots on goal, he's the man that you want. He can keep them out. Another player that I would certainly guarantee to be in the starting lineup tomorrow is one of the favourites of Quique Setien. It's going to be Sergio Busquets, and he's going to be very, very key there in that holding role. He's going to be the key link between bringing the ball there out of the defence, linking it with the midfield, and he's all about that structure. Everything there, I believe, will go through him. Setien is a huge admirer, and he will benefit from Quique Setien's system. I've got no doubt about that. And at left back, I think we're almost guaranteed to see there, although he knows Junior Firpo, I think Jordi Alba is going to start in this game, and he's going to have the best chance there of succeeding, but he will know he has to play at his best there to keep his place. That's the way that it'll be. Also, in this game, I'm fairly confident there we are going to see Gerard Piqué at the heart of our defence. Once again, Quique Setien, to start with at least, will play these leader players in the team, because look, you've got to give them a chance. Piqué, of course, has had his moments this season, both good and certainly bad too, but you've got to give everybody a chance here to wipe the slate clean, go out there and prove that you deserve to stay in the team. Piqué will get the chance there from the start. He'll lead in that back line, and he's also a player that I still feel will benefit from Quique Setien's style of play. But the big question is, who's going to play alongside him? Is it going to be Samuel Umtiti? Is it going to be Clement Longley? That is a big, big choice there for Quique Setien. And right now, I'd go with Longley. I feel like he will go with Longley. I think it's going to be a difficult choice because Samuel Umtiti is somebody who I do believe has a higher ceiling if he plays at his best as opposed to Clement Longley, but we haven't quite seen that level. And I think there, Piqué, Longley, they're used to playing with each other this season, and Setien, for now at least, will go down that route. I also think in a 4-3-3 formation, Quique Setien is not going to be in the slightest bit worried to play Ansu Fati. He may be young, he may be raw, he may be somebody there who maybe won't play every single minute of every game, but in the starting lineup, in a front 3, I would expect him to be there, alongside Antoine Griezmann, alongside Lionel Messi. We've seen already this season what he can do. He is young, but believe me, he's talented, and Setien will take him under his wing, and here, he could go from strength to strength. Now, the right-back decision for me is a very, very big one too. It's going to be very, very close. But right now, at least going on the media reports that I've heard about from Sport, from MD, they believe that Quique Setien is just about leaning towards Sergio Roberto for this game. But like I keep saying, guys, just because he picks a player now, just because a player starts in his first game, he's having a look at everybody. He's going to assess absolutely everybody, look at his options, and we will see Quique Setien as the weeks, as the months go on. You'll see changes changes, no doubt about that. But right here in this game, I would expect Sergio Roberto in the right-back area, and then into midfield. I would go Arthur Melo. If he's fit, he will play. If he's fit, he will play. The only doubt in my mind is whether or not he is ready to start this game. But if he is, I would love to see him in that lineup. And alongside him, I would love to see Riqui Puig. That there would complete the team. That there would be absolutely incredible to see that kind of lineup from Quique Setien, to see that midfield there of Busquets, of Arthur, of Riqui Puig, and then Ansu Fati, Griezmann central, and Lionel Messi. That's what we want. That would really energise everybody. And I'm also sure that it would contribute there to a wonderful, wonderful performance. If it's not Riqui Puig, or maybe if Arthur Melo is not fit, I think certainly we could see Arturo Vidal, we could see Ivan Rakitic. Certainly there, it's going to be interesting to see what combination he goes with. But if he's fit, Arthur Melo will play, and alongside him, Riqui Puig. Oh, that would be incredible. So that there, guys, is my prediction for Quique Setien's first Barcelona lineup. That's as much as we can gauge right now. Without the squad list, we simply don't know what's going to happen. And even tomorrow when we get it, keep an eye there on my community section. I'll be posting the squad list there as soon as it's posted. But even when it has been, it's still going to be very much uncertain. Setien, the ball is in his court. And tomorrow, 9 PM local time, we will find out. And the performance that we see, hopefully, it's encouraging. I will see you tomorrow, guys. I'm so excited for this. Thank you all for your unbelievable energy, for your incredible support. Tomorrow, we will enjoy this together, whatever happens. I'll see you then. But until next time, as always, Vasca, El Barça.